As you see them three, these are labelled counsellors in the light area, and the two men, Counsellor Mohammed Haveth and Counsellor Pete Lowe, they are actively involved in my targeting. And the woman, bless her, Mazkua, I think, has got an entity attachment. And remember I told you before that nobody will stand in line or be part of a particular team if they're a human being. It just won't happen. They're going to pick people that are like themselves. Okay, just turn it off now. So you can see that. I'm going to enlarge. Large up enably. Okay. There we go. Okay. The people that I've just shown you, especially the men, they have been involved in my targeting right from the very beginning. The middle guy, the Asian guy, was Mayor, and he's one I did a lot of rants about the other day. He's a nasty little bastard, plain and simple. Corruption doesn't cover it when you come to talking about Dudley M.P's and Dudley councillors and Dudley council employees, Westminster Police, etc. The two males have been active from the very beginning in my targeting. Their say so. The middle guy, in the middle, the Asian guy. Remember when I said about the council M.P's having entities attachment? That's on walking down the street, sort of like gargoyles attached to them over their right shoulder, sort of like eating them. Well, what's standing in the middle was the Asian guy, and he turned around and sort of looked. Turned around and used it and looked. So he was involved. And said, if she had come to us, we would have helped her. I was on about prostitution. And I want to get this on film. They knew about the prostitution, okay, previously. So I'm not saying they was running it, but they knew about the prostitution and have used the services. Council members and police officers have used the services. Okay, so part of this, what the council will do, part of this gaslighting, they will sort of set up a situation, pretend it's not happening, so they can say to people, yes, we've cleaned it up, but all the while they use the services of the prostitute, of women. That's quite a popular thing that Douglas Council employees do, actually, and the West Midlands Police. They were doing it. That's the creature, the Paul Burgess's girlfriend Sylvia lived at the address across from me. There's quite a few police officers and council officials that was fucking her. Quite a few. Anyway, I'm going to go on and continue. Another thing that they do, thank you for our family, is try to isolate you. Yesterday was all about gaslighting, and they will try to rewrite history or try to make you feel sorry for a situation that you've not created, but it's just to make you feel guilty, to feel ashamed, and everything else. Okay. One thing to do, one of the first things to do, is try to isolate you. Hold it straight. Okay. And you'd use gaslighting. They'll use whatever means they can And in my case, they tried to isolate me by spreading rumours. First, I was mad, and that was the police saying this to council. And I went to used to have a council office on the high street. Went there, and the police went there. Helen Smith, remember that Helen? You stupid fucking cow. Said I was mad, and that they were lovely people, and that's what they called them. That's what the police. That's what Desmond Jadu even said, and that's what Victor Support said. That all the lovely people, even though Victor Support obviously didn't know them, but you don't do the gaslighting or say things, and I'll go into that at another time, where what you say or what someone else says will be repeated back to you either months or years later. Okay. So what they said in my case was that they were a lovely couple and I was harassing them. I was mad, one, and that two, I was harassing them. Okay. Dr. Michael Price said I had raised paranoid, and Dr. Michael Price, as I said previously, he's the one that said we should have killed her. He's the Michael that I got recorded of when they said you should have killed her. Michael said we should have killed her. Okay, and he is at the Limes Medical Centre off Lye High Street. And he gaslighted me so much I changed my medical records. I've got quite a serious, I have got a serious illness, not quite, I have got a serious illness that with stress exacerbates the situation. But Dr. Price, Dr. My medical records, so it's not really recorded as a serious illness. Things that I've complained about in the past is not put in my notes. And I will show you the notes. I've said this before, but I will show you the notes. So he gaslighted me. I said I was raised paranoid, and that they were lovely people, that they're nice. What else? And this is to get people to isolate you, so you don't. So when you do speak, people don't want really to talk to you, and isolation is a big thing. And the latest one was like 1-2 incidences. Because Dr. Price, I still not getting treatment, so I went to another doctor in the practice, Dr. Daniels, and he's just as fucking bad actually. Anyway, went to him, and I left after that spoke, and I'm going to play the recording because it was a telephone appointment, sorry. So I'm going to play it, okay? One day when I speak about them. Anyway, I moved doctors, and they don't want you to do that. They want you to stick with their people. They want you to stick with whatever situation. Because that Dr. Price is involved in this, they want you to sort of not get my medical or my history being looked at by another GP. So I had a hell of a time for the GP when my first appointment over the phone because of COVID, calling me. My phone kept being switched off. Okay, so I got recording of me talking to her on the landline, on my landline, because I sort of realised the time that she said the call, but don't give you the time to do that, but roughly around the time my phone was being switched off. Okay, that's one of them. And another time, the council as well, Derby Council, so I wanted to move back to my hometown. And the fucking aggro I got with sort of like receiving email, because their system was fucked up anyway, but I think something happened where I couldn't receive what was happening with Derby Council, getting my application form, etc, etc. So there's a thing about, and now they say you won't move to Derby, we're not going to let you move to Derby, you're going to stay here, you're not moving to Derby. And this is another thing that want to sort of isolate you and scare you, because I know, because Douglas Council is involved, so Douglas Council, Derby Council is going to have to speak to Douglas Council about what's been happening. And what I did when I put the application form to Derby, Derby Homes, I think it's called. I asked them to look at a YouTube post with all the letters that I've got from drug council, from the police, blah blah blah. Because I said that's the quickest way and sort of like the neatest way. You can look at it yourself, copy the whatever I've put down on the paperwork or the letters or the emails, and you can look for yourself. Because I did say, when this lady, bless her, spoke on the phone, so you should have put, you get harassed by your neighbours or it's your life under threat. And this situation you're in now, exacerbating and making any health problems worse, health conditions worse. So I says, yeah, and she says, oh, put that down, said, put that down. So hopefully, I know the creature beast and I know Dudley Council because like they behave like sex offenders. I said like yesterday they're not going to change their tactics and they'll do them at most to cover themselves or to lie basically, or to threaten members of Derby City Council. So that's one of the things what they're going to do. They're going to threaten somebody at Derby City Council, or they're going to lie and say, well, no, that's even though they would have seen the paperwork, they're going to lie anyway. Okay, and that's part of the isolation as well. I know with the Dr. Price, he failed on a number of occasions to send me for a proper test. Okay, regarding health conditions, and he did that on purpose. Okay, and like I say, he's a doctor. He's the Michael that I've got recording of, where the female beast said, Michael said we should have killed her. And it is Dr. Michael Price who said that. She's linking. I'm linking that to is him. Okay? So they'll isolate you, and it's just like an abuser. Because they are abusing. They are nonsense. No, to isolate you so nobody else can help you, and you're on your own, and it's slowly driving you mad. I told you this is part of the programme to drive you mad. To make you doubt your reality, and so they can do whatever they want with you. And these are sick fucks, and I'm talking about child molesters, infant rapists, and adult rapists. They're not normal people, okay? No normal human would be involved with this, okay? Simple as that. They're the dregs of society, and if they've got like Dr. Price, they will use their job title or their position to carry out any fuckery. Like head of Dudley Council, like David Jameson. Okay, another part of this is I'm going to go to another time, is the stalking and the actual where everybody, and they make sure that everybody can see what you're doing, and make sure that you know that everybody can see what you're doing, having a piss, going in the shower, sleeping, and that's their thing as well. What they don't like is you to broadcast it, or broadcast the fact that they are child molesters, they are infant rapists, actually part of this targeting programme. Okay, they are, and it's more than an average, what you would find in an average group, or I was going to say civilization, they're not fucking civil, are they? They are de-evolving, by the way, and all the police, all the council officials know who the child molesters are, who the infant rapists are, and it's happening now as I speak. It's not, I don't know if it's happening as I speak, but it's happening in this time period. It's not historic. Child abuse, it's child abuse that's going on now, and they will use the fact that a child is being abused against a parent. This is going. I know this is going on for so long that they would have had so many different people to pick up, literally to decide, yes, we'll have this family, should we go after that family? No, we'll go after this family, blah, blah, blah. They're quite a sick bunch. Okay, So that's it for now, I think. Like I say about the isolation, and they will isolate you. Don't say anything to isolate you to other people. That's the whole point, so they can carry on their abuse in secret. Let it happen. Anyway, enough now, and I'm glad I showed you. You got that right at the beginning. All three of them have got entity attachments, by the way. They've got demonic attachments, especially the woman and the mayor. All of them have, actually, I can't say especially. All of them have quite demonic attachments to it. Okay, bye.